People talk about being present, being in the moment, being in the now. And you see all these cute little Instagram quotes floating around. Be in the moment, be in the now. No one tells you how the hell to do it, right? You can't be in the moment if you can't concentrate. The ability to be present stems from being able to be concentrated.
And put your awareness on something or someone for a certain period of time.
Exactly, yeah. So how can I be in the moment here with you if I can't concentrate? So everybody talks about the end product, which is be in the moment, be present, be mindful, mindfulness, right? Being sold like, bottled water everywhere. But they don't teach you concentration. You can't be mindful unless you concentrate. Mindfulness is a byproduct of concentration. But no one's teaching concentration.
So let's go into awareness. How would you define awareness? If concentration is sustained awareness over a period of time, do you have like a metaphor for it?
Yeah, I would say in understanding the mind, the simple way I teach people this is there's two things you need to understand. You need to understand there's the mind and there's awareness. So let's define both of them. I define the mind as a vast space with many different areas within it. One area of the mind is anger, one area is jealousy, one area is happiness, food, sex, photography, so many different areas of the mind. And then you have awareness. I define awareness as a glowing ball of light. So imagine an orb or ball of light that can float around. So your mind doesn't move, but it's your awareness that travels to different areas of the mind. So you hear people say all the time, I have a monkey mind, or my mind travels a lot, or my mind's all over the place. Technically, I believe, from my experience, that's false. The mind doesn't move, but it's awareness that's traveling within the mind. So your awareness can go to the happy area of the mind, it can go to the sad area of the mind, it can go to the scientific area of the mind. Your goal is to control your awareness, that ball of light, and determine where it goes in your mind. And your ability to keep that awareness in one area of the mind for an extended period of time is your ability to concentrate. So if you're reflecting on something, you're meditating on something, it's your awareness, it's in one area of the mind, and you're holding it there long enough to actually gain knowledge from it. I know you talk about reading just now, right? Someone opens a book, is reading. Their ability to keep their awareness on that page long enough, that ball of light on that page, right, allows them to gain information from the book. But if they can't keep it there long enough, they don't gain anything, right? So understanding awareness in the mind is the precursor to learning how to concentrate.
Perfect. Yeah. So then what would you recommend that our community do? What are one or two things people could do to improve their concentration and focus?
I would say the simplest thing you can do is practice doing one thing at a time, which is very difficult for people. So if you're speaking with someone, give that person your undivided attention. Keep your awareness on them. So imagine your awareness again as a ball of light. I'm speaking to Jim. My awareness starts to drift away, I bring it back. It drifts away, I bring it back. So I use Jim as an opportunity to practice concentrating. So if you have a spouse or a partner or a loved one that you see every day or you speak to every day, then use that person as an opportunity to practice concentration. Every time you speak with your spouse, could be 2 hours throughout the day, give your spouse your undivided attention. Now you have 2 hours of practice in concentration. So after a month, what would you become good at? So imagine if you're practicing tennis for 2 hours each day.
Yeah.
After a month, you'd be better at tennis.
And the opposite is also true. If somebody's spending 16, 17 hours a day and distracting, they're going to be really good at being distracted.
I always tell people the reason they're so good at distraction is because that's what they practice all day long. You become good at whatever it is you practice, right? Your mind has no ability to know the difference between what's right and what's wrong. If the mind knew, I'd be perfect. It would tell me not to eat the bowl of fries, to tell me to eat a salad, to exercise so much a day, how much water to drink, how much to sleep. But my mind doesn't know, right? It relies on me to tell it what's important, and then it can tell me then what's important. And because of that, people practice distraction 10 hours a day, 14 hours a day, 15 hours a day. And like you said, after 6 months, they're an expert at distraction. So imagine if you've been doing it for 20 years. Right. And you've talked before in one of our other conversations we've had, you've talked about self-compassion and having empathy. And I think it's really important to bring that topic into this as well. People who struggle with concentration and want to learn how to concentrate, they should have tremendous empathy and self-compassion for themselves, because if you're 40 years old or 50 years old and you've never been taught how to concentrate and you've been practicing distraction for the last 35 years and now you want to start, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to have patience, you have to have empathy and compassion for yourself. And it might take you a few months, a few years before you can get that. But look forward. If you're 50 years old and you're going to live to 90, you have 40 years of living a concentrated, focused life where you can truly enjoy all the experiences in your life. And it's well worth the effort.
And that's the thing, that I'm not saying it's necessarily that isn't easy, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Right? It's that simple, but it's also that difficult.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it, it's not that we ever get to a place where we have complete concentration, right? Your mind goes places still, right? But I feel like this is amazing mental training and it's preparation. So when you do things like you're with your partner or you're meditating, you've prepared for that.
Exactly.
The rest of the day.
Exactly. And there's a wonderful saying my guru used to say is that the efforts are the rewards are far greater than the efforts put into it.
Yeah.
And that's something to keep into mind, right? So that if you think about the years and decades to come where you can truly enjoy all the experiences you're creating for yourself, the holidays, the time with friends or loved ones, whatever it is you're designing for your life, you can truly experience them once you learn to concentrate. So it's well worth learning how to do.
Amazing.